Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Country Mama's Quickie. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all doing good. I have a confession to make. I went back to bed today and I slept till 5 o'clock. And then I got up, made Papa Jim some dinner, and then I got ready for our Quickie. So I'm glad everybody's here. We've got our guests backstage in the green room. And we're going to be having a fun time tonight with Kacy and Steven from Boots and Bounty. So real quick, just to let you guys know, there's just going to be a little bit of a switch. I'm going to ask them when they come on 4 random questions. That's going to be our foreplay for our Quickie. Then we're going to go into a 10-minute Quickie. Now, I've had some feedback from several people saying, I don't understand why you say this is a Quickie, and sometimes you're on live for an hour. Well, the actual interview portion of our live today is the Quickie. It's a 10-minute rapid fire question and answer series. Kacy and Steven have something that they're going to pass back and forth, so I know who to ask the question to. And when they pass it, then I know it's time for me to move on to the next question. So we'll watch the clock for 10 minutes. They will have a 10-minute Quickie. Then we'll just open up the questioning in the chat. If anybody has any questions for them, please tag me in it and then write it all in upper caps, uppercase, so I know that you're actually asking them a question. I've also received some feedback that says you just totally ignore us when you're doing this Quickie. Well, I can't read the questions and do a rapid fire interview and read the chat on the side at the same time. I can't do it. So we'll get caught up once we're done with the Quickie, and we'll see who all's, in the chat. If you're going to be watching this on a replay, I thank you. If you're here with the live, I thank you. I'm so glad everybody's here. Don't forget to smash the thumb. Give us a little bit of a thumbs up. And also you'll see the banner running across the bottom. If you would like to be put on the calendar for a Quickie with Country Mama, just email me. My email is there. And surprise, surprise, because I've had a request from Ann Lynn show. I'm going to be doing a Country Mama Quickie afternoon delight. So we might start scheduling some Quickies in the afternoon for those of you on the East Coast who can't stay up this late. The reason I put it so late in the evening is because there are so many lives and I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. So having said that, without further ado, let's bring up our guests, Kacy and Steven. Boots and Bounty. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
We're great.
Awesome. I know you guys are a little tired. We all are. It was like we all got the Monday blues, don't we?
Yeah.
I just realized yesterday it's almost freaking Thanksgiving. Next week is, and I just had that realization yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm going to do here.
No.
Hey,
no
did
clue.
You hit 700 yet?
Yes, I've been teetering on 700 for the last couple of days. 700, $6.99, 700, 701, $6.99, back and forth. But yeah, I finally hit the 700. Earlier. So that was kind of fun.
Well, good.
So let's go into our interview. We're going to start with our foreplay. And our foreplay for our Quickie is just tell us 4 random facts. It doesn't have to be about your homestead. Just 4 random things that you want everybody in the chat to know. Go.
You want to go first?
What, me 4 and you 4, or 2 each?
2 each.
2 each.
Or somebody can do all 4. I don't care.
Yeah.
We have 3 kids, not 2. So everybody sees Emma and Logan all the time, but we're actually have an older 19-year-old named Preston that if you see some of the earlier videos on Facebook, you'll see him, but other than that, you don't see him. He's grown.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. We're actually high school sweethearts. And
nice.
So we were together for 2.5 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to the military. We split up. He actually had another marriage and then come back to me after 7 years. And we've been married 13 years.
That's serendipity right there.
Long time.
Okay, that's 2.
Warm
us up with the foreplay.
I've been a nurse for 17 years.
Awesome. That's 3.
Oh, that's a long time.
It is a long time.
I'm not that old.
I spent a year in Iraq.
Yep. 4. Well, thank you for your service, Steven. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
what
you for
branch
doing
of the
it when
military?
You weren't married to me.
What branch?
Army.
Army. My son was Army as well. So there we go. We all got something weird in common. I don't know what that meant, but you know. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go with our 10-minute. You guys have something to pass back and forth, correct? So we're going to know whose turn it is to have the question. And I want you guys right now, rock, paper, scissors, who goes first?
Hey. I got
Paper
first.
covers rock. Kacy, this one's for you. Have you ever had a speeding ticket?
Yes.
Okay, so like if you're done, you pass it on. You don't have to
Yes.
expound if you don't want to. Steven, most embarrassing moment in public?
When I looked down and realized my zipper was undone.
You're so random.
That's normal.
That's normal. Kacy, what was the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager?
Ooh. I got a car for my 17th birthday, and my parents did not have insurance or a license plate on it, so I couldn't go out that weekend. So the very next weekend, I went out, and being a full-fledged 17-year-old, that's how I have my 19-year-old now. My parents didn't let me out of the house any when I was younger.
Or after that.
Steven, which trap in the Home Alone movie was the best?
I think it was the micro machines where it would be just as bad as stepping on Legos.
A little
And
car
they
at the
would
bottom
slide
of
The
the
little
stairs.
cars, you put them inside the window.
Oh, yeah.
And you had them on the bottom stairs.
Okay.
Kacy, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done to make money?
The
Oh,
weirdest
God.
thing.
I don't do anything weird.
Everything you do is weird.
It's kind of out there.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, I make a lot of Halloween costumes. I was just thinking about sewing, but yeah, I make a lot of Halloween costumes, and I have a customer that lives like 2 hours away, and she comes to me every single year to make her costumes. The biggest one I did was The Greatest Showman, and I did the bearded lady, and the little girl was the bearded lady, and then it was the trapeze artist and the tattoo man, and the son was the lion tamer as well as the dad. And I had to make all those costumes except for the dog was a lion.
That's quite an undertaking.
Yeah, it was.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I did Queen Elizabeth last year, and this year I did Poppy from Trolls. Yeah,
Very
so she didn't kill me the last 2 years.
Steven, can you say a phrase in another language? And if so, what does it mean?
Au revoir. Bye.
Goodbye.
I wouldn't have got that one.
Kacy, have you ever been in handcuffs?
No,
Okay.
I don't guess.
You don't guess.
Well, I'm
wouldn't
trying
know?
to think if Logan might have played with me, and had them on me and trying to unlock them and stuff. But other than the kids, no, not legally.
Okay. Not that we're going to talk about here in the middle of a quickie. Okay.
Nah.
Steven, would you rather have taste buds on your fingers or on your toes, and why?
Oh God.
Fingers, because toes goes places you shouldn't be tasting, like on the ground and chicken pins and all that. No, thank you.
And I'm just not
Okay.
getting him out of shoes. He's just not getting to where he'll go without his socks and shoes. He was a stickler for wearing shoes a whole lot. I'm like, you got to get them feet some sun, honey.
Kacy, would you rather have a pet sloth or a pet parrot, and why?
Probably a pet sloth, because I'm just as lazy. So I can keep up with it.
Steven, what is your most overused word?
I know what that is.
I'm gonna say Emma.
It's your question, not
I'm gonna
mine.
say Emma. That's usually me calling her or hollering at her.
It's Emma. That's what you say most throughout the day is Emma.
Emma.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say
Kacy.
blah blah blah.
What were you gonna say?
His most said word is blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's what it sounds like to them
Kacy,
anyway.
Blah,
if
blah,
you
blah.
were reborn, what decade would you want to be reborn into?
In the 1820s to 60s. I love
any
the whole
particular reason why?
the Southern Belle Civil War. I love all the outfits of it.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
Hair.
And then Stephen, if you could teleport anywhere right now, where would you go?
To bed.
Right. I was gonna say my first answer would say bed, but then I was going to say the beach because it's just warmer than what it is right now. Our friend did that. He just left this weekend. Mark, he goes dancing with us, and he left Saturday going to Florida for 6 months. So he's gonna be a snowbird.
Mm-hmm.
Kacy, what's a song that always gets stuck in your head?
Whatever the kids walk through the house singing at the time, because then it won't go away in my head. I don't know. I don't listen to the radio a whole lot. They do. I don't listen to a whole lot of music.
Like if you're standing at the sink doing dishes, you don't hum a song or anything?
I don't do dishes.
She has to do dishes.
Emma does dishes most of the time. Stephen does laundry.
Fair enough. Stephen, what modern invention are you the most grateful for?
I love your question.
Vice versa, because I like yours. I'm gonna say a razor.
Ooh,
a razor.
Yeah, because people would be totally different if they weren't shaved or trimmed or yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh, Kacy, chocolate, white or milk or dark? Chocolate, milk, white or dark?
Dark.
Okay.
I'm trying to stay away from so much sugar.
Stephen, what's your favorite childhood memory?
Going to my grandparents' house and going out with my grandfather. He would take us to the store because he lived out in the country, so it was literally you were 20 minutes from town. I mean, there was no going to town.
The country store was the pool hall, the deli, the soda shop.
So there he would go, and they had a slot machine, so he'd play slots, and then we would go in there and play pool, and he'd buy sodas, and we all had a good time.
He actually took me in high school.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kacy, your friend invites you to dinner. What do you bring?
An appetite.
Besides Stephen.
My friends invite me, he don't go.
Oh.
What would I bring? It'd probably be some kind of dessert. I do like a really good like buttermilk egg pie.
What are you doing to that dibbler?
Sorry. No, look, it's got little indentions. It's got little indentions, and it's really cool to go down it like that.
Yeah. And people say I'm the dirty one. Oh my gosh. So you would bring a dessert like maybe your Kacy 1 cup cobbler.
Yep. Because I'm sweet like that.
Something you're obsessed with right now besides that dibbler.
Finishing school.
Finishing school.
Oh my God, yes.
This is my last semester of school, and I just got a few more weeks left. I got a couple big papers and things I got to do, and other than that, I'm done.
About 3 weeks left.
20 days, I think. It's on my phone.
Kacy, if you could change your name, what would you choose it to, or what would you change it to, and why?
Samantha.
Kiki.
Samantha. What did he say?
Kiki is. No, we were talking about whenever the kids have kids, whenever our grandkids come about, what would we want to be called? And he wants to be called Paul Davis because that's, his grandfather's name. He just wants to be called that because it was special to him. And I'm like, I'm going to be called Kiki.
And
Nice.
Me and the kids are both like,
Kiki,
what?
Do you love me? And I'm like, shut up.
Yep, that's stuck now. That's a song that gets stuck in her head.
There you go. So why Samantha?
I don't know. I've just always loved it. I've always felt like, I would just, I don't know. that I would look like a Samantha or something. I don't know. I might not, but to me, that's just kind of what stuck.
And that's fine. That's good. I could see you as a Samantha. All right, Stephen.
Yeah.
Bowling or putt-putt golf?
Ooh, I know that answer.
I like both. I'd say bowling.
Bowling. Okay.
Yeah. We used to do that growing up. Me and my high school friend, we would go after work at midnight bowling. So that's all we would go. When now Kiki stuck in my head.
Because she's a teenage witch. See, I thought about the whole witch thing, Samantha, and bewitched.
Yes.
I used to
Wiggle
watch
your
that.
nose.
No, I can't do that.
She's got a
Kacy,
cute little
what was
nose
your
though.
first job?
I was a CNA at a nursing home while I went to nursing school.
You're like this. You're like you're talking into a microphone.
Hello.
I beat you with it.
All right, last question. I saved the best for last. I'm not even going to look at the card. This one is for Stephen. Stephen, what is your all-time favorite movie quote? And go.
You can do it all night long.
All night long.
Oh my God, he loves Adam Sandler. Lord have mercy.
You can do it.
Well, wake her ass up.
Waterboy. I love it. For those of you who don't know, our interview's done now. We can kind of go over to the chat. But for those of you who don't know, anytime Boots and Bounty has a live, and I pop in, Kacy's like, "Oh Lord, here they go," because Stephen and I go back and forth with movie quotes, and it drives her nuts.
I'm done. I'm done.
She was like, "I'm done. I'm out of here."
Taylor has the answer microphone.
So does anybody have any questions for Stephen and Kacy? If you do, put them over in the chat. You guys had answered a question earlier, and I was going to say something, and I forgot what I was going to say. Which one was it? Let me look back, because I had a response to something, but I didn't want to pop in on your question and answer and slow you down. But it was something that was I really related to. Oh, I know what it was. You guys were talking about Stephen going with his grandpa to the county store, and how, going into town was 20 miles, and we're out here in the middle of nowhere. It's quite a ways to get into town to go to the store and do anything here. And when we first moved on this farm, I really started stocking my pantry, so to speak. And then in the last 2 years, I've really been stocking my pantry. And so Papa and Jim and I, we had to put in some new racks in the pantry this last week. And I told him about, Kacy, I told him about your racks that had the extra bar so that you could have the extra weight.
I just got one.
Instead, we just brought up 2 gorilla racks from the basement, like the really heavy duty ones.
Yeah.
So I now have like 12 foot of gorilla racks, plus 3 of the ones that you've got in this tiny little room. And we're like, it's like a little puzzle to move everything around to get it where it needs to be. But Papa Jim was walking through yesterday and goes, "You've got more food than that little county store did when we were kids." Because we were high school sweethearts too. And he would come up to where I lived, and we had this tiny little store. And he says, "There's more food now in this house than there ever was in that store."
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well,
be ready.
If we ever get snowed in or something.
Yep.
I don't know if Brenda's asking this of you guys or of me, but it says, where do your 2 older kids live? Are they close to you?
Well, we've got Emma and Logan here. And then the only one that's not with us is Preston. He's 19. Now, he lives with his dad. And for years and years and years, we had joint custody where he was 1 week here, 1 week there. And so whenever he graduated high school, he lived with his dad before he went to college. And so then he went to Mississippi State, and he went there for a full year, and then he come back this summer. And he just lives with his dad because he works with him full time during the day. They have a loan service that they've had for years. And so he works with him doing that during the day, and then he works at a restaurant at night here in town. And
he's
so I mean,
busy.
yeah, he's close to me, but I never seen. He never comes around.
He's just busy.
He is. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to build up his money. Like I said, he lives with his dad, and it's just him and his dad. They're just being bachelors. And so he works all day and, probably 6 days a week. And then this spring, he's supposed to be going to the college that Stephen is graduating from.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. His best friend actually goes there, so maybe they'll get an apartment or something and live together. So he's saving up his money so he can go do that pretty soon.
All those neat kid things that they get to do.
Yeah.
So we can clarify that that's not an antler. Why don't you explain to everybody what you were passing back and forth for your hot potato part of our Quickie?
Microphone.
Yep. This is a dibbler.
A dibbler.
The dibbler, and I've been using it. That's why it's dark on the bottom. But this is made by Diane. Her son, what's his name? I can't think of his name. But his channel is called Grizzly Baird, Baird. Diane's channel is called Moved North Homestead, and he makes these for $15. And we got this at the Kentucky picnic that we went to a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you kill vampires with that? Is that what that's for?
It's back up.
I keep it by my bed just in case Stephen does.
It's been used. That's why it's dirty on the bottom. Have you been out slaying vampires?
These marks on here are 1-inch marks for the depth that it goes in the soil. And whenever you put this in the soil, you go around in a circle, and then it makes the hole for the depth that you need it to go. And then all this is stained and burned and stuff. So yeah.
That's really neat. So it's really a great tool for anybody that has a garden.
Yeah.
And see, I don't plant anything that's very deep. Usually all my stuff goes, 1/2 inch or more, or a mil or less. But I like to use it just to draw my lines. Sure. And then I can just go down through there and plant it, and then I just go back and cover it up. So it's just a little handy tool to have.
That's really nice. Well, when you're done with this Quickie, if you could go back once it posts and in the comments, maybe drop their links. Okay. And that way anybody who's watching on a replay can find the links if they'd like to order one, because that would be really nice to support them with that as well.
And Simply Jan can also sell them too, because she's helping Diane sell some of them.
Nice. Very nice. Let's see what anybody's saying. They're talking that's really cool. Outdoors with Big Matt just joined us and said hello.
Hi.
So, anybody have any questions? There's got to be questions for Kacy and Stephen.
What do y'all not know about us?
Right. They're pretty much an open book. They really are.
We're pretty simple.
What you see, what you get. It's called a dibbler.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A dibbler.
Yeah.
I'd never seen one till this last week, so I think it's pretty neat.
I've wanted one for a long time, and I want a hoary tool too, and I don't know why I would use it, but I just want one because
you can walk around saying I got a hoary tool. I've never even heard of that until now. What the hell is that?
Yeah, dibbler and a hoary.
Right?
Dibbler in one hand, a hoary in the other. You're
right?
ready.
Oh, I'm clutching my pearls.
It's one of those blade things, and it's got like a saw on one side and a knife on the other, and then it's got marks of the depth on it.
Oh yeah, you definitely want
to. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes up like that. It's silver.
So what is that, right?
It's like ready for the apocalypse. Right? It really is.
Bring it on.
Put the hoary on a T.
Put it on a T.
I got a dibbler, or who wants my hoary tool?
Right?
So silly.
I'm armed with a dibbler and a hoary. Come at me.
The better dancer.
Who's the better dancer?
Logan.
Logan. He's in the other room.
Yeah, really.
I tuned into your guys' live the other night when you guys were out dancing and stuff, and just watching it from the camera angle where you had it set up and watch people do the two-step and then line dancers in the back. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm at Gillies all of a sudden. I feel like I'm watching Urban Cowboy. And so I go into my sissy mode and I say, I love you, bud. And Jim will say, I love you, sissy. And then we just go into our whole routine of bud and sissy.
Oh, that's cute.
Tell me you love Urban Cowboy. Yeah, okay. We'll tell you that if you want us to. Yeah, all right, whatever. Leanne says it sounded like what? DI something
Dibbler.
something other.
We're gonna go
I tell
Dibbler.
you, I was in a live the other day and I said, I don't even remember what I said, but boy, Chris over at E3 Farmstead, he sure did misunderstand me. And it was like a huge misunderstanding. And he just like grabbed his head and he was like this. He started breaking out in a sweat. And I was like, are you okay? He goes, oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. And I thought he was going to pass out. I thought he was physically sick. I said, peanuts? Oh, yes. I think I was talking something about peanuts or something. I got extra crunchy peanuts or something. I don't know what I was saying. He thought I said I had extra penises.
Oh, Lord.
And the fact that he thought he heard that come out of my mouth, which that time it just really did, he got very, very embarrassed. He was like, oh, my God, I feel so awful. And we're like, are you okay? And so then we got into this whole thing about those things and that we had a new code word. I think our code word was now peanuts. We were talking about the Trim Healthy Mama plan. Yeah, my new Trim Healthy Mama plan. Yeah. So yeah, I'm eating peanut butter. I want to tell you guys. I told you. Yeah, peanut butter. That's what it was. I told you I put off a very important medical procedure for you guys today, just so we could have this quickie.
We're special. But we're special.
Thank you so much for being my excuse for not doing that. Hi, Dana. Truth of the matter is I've been eating all of that crunchy peanut butter every morning with a half an apple, and nobody told me I had to stop eating that before I had this procedure done. So I canceled it.
Oh, yeah. Miss Brenda said, have y'all danced ever since high school? That's a big negative.
No.
When did you guys pick up the dancing?
I've been dancing ever since I was 5. That was our thing. Me and Mama and Daddy, we went all the time. Line dance. I just grew up knowing these line dances, you know. And we were married 11 years before he decided he was going to drink about 8 beers and say, let's go out to the garage and I'm ready for you to teach me.
Well, I was very self-conscious about it. So it's like making mistakes or not knowing or being unsure, you know, I couldn't get out in front of people and do that.
He's very military built. He's very square in a box kind of thing, you know, entrapped.
Solid.
Yeah.
It was solid.
You didn't break down his guard, you know.
But then there was a time when the kids weren't here, which is rare because Logan's always here because, of course, he's ours.
Yeah.
You know, Emma goes to her daddy's, Preston would go to his dad's, but Logan's here all the time. So it was very rare that he's not. And it's something that's important to her. She's always loved doing it, and we just wouldn't because I didn't want to sit there and just watch her the whole time.
He didn't want to let me go by myself because of the whole I've got to protect you thing.
Yeah. That
they brainwashed them with. And then
you can't go by yourself because you've watched Urban Cowboy. You know what happens.
I sit there and drag the club behind me and just prop it up on the table beside me and just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
You were dragging a really huge dibbler.
Yes.
Well, there was a few times that we did go, and I loved going to a dance bar that was about 30 minutes from here. And that's where I learned a lot of the fancier line dancing and stuff. And he would go and just sit at the table and watch me. And I'm like, you know, I would get a slow dance every third or fourth song, and that's about it. You know, other than that, I'm out there sweating my tail off and he's holding up the stool, you know. And
I'm keeping the rounds coming.
Right. But
it's been said in the chat here by Brenda. She says y'all look like you've been doing it together forever. Dancing.
I'm a good teacher.
That too, Miss Brenda. That too.
Yeah.
He says as he grabs the dibbler.
What was it? We got together 22 years ago, about 3 weeks ago. That was our 22nd.
So that's one of those things she would ask me, and I'm like, you know what today is? Mm.
Friday.
Am I in trouble? First of all, what are we talking about? But no, it was then
21 years. 21 years ago when we got together.
But then she started teaching me, and then the kids saw her teaching me, and then they were, they did some dancing already, but then that's how it became a family deal, because she was teaching me because I wanted to be able to do that with her. And
but he wouldn't go out and learn. He can't just learn something on the fly. He's getting better.
Yeah.
But he can't learn just something on the fly. I'm like, oh, I want to do that turn. He's like, you better wait and show me in the garage. All
right.
I'm like, we can do it. Come on.
I have a confession. The very first line dance I ever learned was Achy Breaky Heart.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was hooked. And that was probably in 92 or 93.
I was gonna say 91 or 92.
I know my baby was just little, and we were at a campground, and they were teaching it up at the clubhouse, and I was just hooked.
Yeah,
I had to learn it.
My mom had a VHS that had like 4 different dances on it, and Achy Breaky Heart was on there. And that was the one thing I could not learn from that videotape. I just could not get it. I don't know what it was. But Lord, that was...
I can't remember it now, but I did pretty good back in the day. I did. I dance in my living room sometimes. Boot, scoot, and boogie, says Dana.
Yeah.
I don't know why Dragonfly's confused. I don't know what we've missed here that would have her confused. Hello, everybody who's come into the chat, and I'm sorry if I've missed you. I'm so glad you're all here. I see some new faces, some returning faces. If anybody has any questions for Kacy and Stephen from Boots and Bounty, put them in caps so I know to see them. And I'm going to go ahead, and if you guys are okay with it, I'm going to invite anybody who wants to come join our panel. I know you guys are tired. We'll try to go just a little bit longer, and we'll see if anybody wants to come up and join in on our chat.
Yeah,
sure.
There we go. If anybody wants to join the chat, I've shared the link for you. Did it go up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's jumping on this end.
Yeah.
Baroque Cowgirl says she doesn't line dance, but she loves to dance. You know what I can't get? I can't get the rhythm of the two-step. I don't know why. I know it's like quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow, but I still.
But you do your quick step on the same side every time. Girls do it on the right side.
Boys
I just get too confused.
We got a video on that.
Yeah, I do have a video on that. But on the two-step, you always do your quick to the right, slow to the left. Quick to the right, slow to the left. Quick to the right, slow to the left. And the guys do it quick to the left, slow to the right. Because your feet have to sync together.
I'll tell you what my latest thing has been that I've been dancing to here in the living room.
Fancy like.
Baby Shark.
No, but now that's going to be stuck in my head. So thank you. Danny says the electric slide was popular back then too. That is so true.
Still is.
It is. I turn on YouTube and there's this guy, and I think he's in the Philippines, and he takes people out to the park and they do dances for exercise. And his is Night Fever by the Bee Gees.
Wow.
And that's a fun little 4-wall dance that he does, and it's good exercise, and that's what I've been doing.
Oh yeah.
I've been having So Dragonflies was confused, and now she wants to know why she's confused, and she's like, no, that's okay, I won't ask.
Why?
So now I'm really curious. What did we do to spark her interest?
You can ask. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
Steve's like,
He does that. He's been there the last 2 days. Go take you some fire cider. You'll be all right.
Yeah, come with it.
Fire cider.
Good.
Yeah, from Saturday Night Fever, Dragonflies, but it's not the Night Fever song. It's the other one I just said. No, it is the Night Fever one. It's not Staying Alive. That's what it is. It's not Staying Alive. It's the Night Fever one.
Hey, Tiny Tim.
Hey, Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim, I want to show you something. Everybody, if you saw that I did a live the other day where I was working on my my cast of hands, the hand casting that Jim and I did for our 40th. And Tiny Tim gave me a beautiful saying. And I said, oh, I'm going to write that on the bottom. And here are my 2 Sharpies. You can't write on plaster of Paris with Sharpies. It was like, M-O-O, crud. That one's dry. Okay. Oh, that one's dry. It just sucked the ink. I tried, Tim. I'm going to have to probably seal them and then try to write with a better pen, but I did try. But he provided me with a really, really nice saying to write on the bottom of our hands.
Oh, good.
And I've got a new friend at Snow Gardener 307. Guys, if you want to see a really great channel for organization and budgeting, oh, be still my heart. She gets right to me with all of those stickers and highlighters because I love office supplies. I hoard them. Don't touch my Post-it notes. They're my precious. She's got all these really neat things and all these great tips for budgeting, and I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, that's cool. I like stuff like that.
I do too.
I can never find a working Sharpie.
Right.
Right?
I have,
look, us either.
No, Logan's got to. Because he's acquired them.
I had 2 this morning because I've been marking my cans for first in, first out in my pantry, but I don't know what happened. That plaster just sucked the life right out of them. So what are you guys having coming up on the homestead? Let's ask that. Gardening is done for your summer crops. Did you get any winter crops in?
Yeah, we've got the winter stuff planted.
Mm-hmm. I got a video coming out about my green tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
That was something different for us.
Well, me and Alicia had kind of talked about it before. Mm-hmm. She just probably don't remember it.
She might.
Yeah.
It's probably in a sugar coma. I don't know.
Yes.
Like about 500-ish.
I don't know because when I first started monitoring, my very first finger prick was 312.
Oh.
They said I've consistently been running in the 300s for a long time, and I just didn't know it. So Dana says I turn into Smeagol over the Post-it notes. I do. When I worked at a school, if somebody came up and said, Mrs. Thompson, can I have a Post-it notes? Like, don't you touch my Post-it notes. Let me get you one of these ugly ones over here. You can have this ugly Post-it note, but don't touch my hearts or my flowers or anything like that. I will tell you a quick story, though, about my Post-it notes. I had seen a challenge on Facebook, and it was at a certain time on a certain day. You were supposed to take a bunch of just positive affirmations, put them on Post-it notes, and then just randomly leave them places. So I was at work on this specific day, and I took out my prettiest hearts and flowers, and I just wrote little things on them. And then at that time, when the time came, I got up from my desk and I went around, and when nobody was at their computer, I'd put it on their computer. I put it on the bathroom mirrors, all these places where I put all these things. And I had gone to a coworker's computer and put a sticker on his computer. It said, "You are loved." And about 20 minutes later, he walked into my cubby at work, and he goes, "Did you do this?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about," because it's supposed to be anonymous.
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "You did this, didn't you?" I said, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And the tears started coming out of his eyes. He started crying. He put his head down. He just started crying. He says, "I know you did this." He says, "I was going to kill myself today." Because he had going through a divorce and a really nasty custody battle. Bad. So I was going to kill myself when I got home today. He says, "But you left this on my computer. And thank you." And he just gave me this big, huge hug and started crying. And I still denied that I did it. Oh my gosh. What if I wouldn't have chosen to do that on that day? And he kept that Post-it note stayed on his computer as long as I worked there. And he's now married and got some bonus kids out of the deal, and still has partial custody of his kids that he thought he was going to lose forever. And things are going really, really good for him. But boy, those Post-it notes can be powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Snow Gardener 307, she just like, the more I see her videos, the more I'm like, oh, I love her. She's got all these neat little things because I hoard office supplies.
I'm thinking she's going to cause me too much work to get all of this fixed.
One sticker at a time. One sticker at a time.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if we have enough money for all the Post-it.
There'll be a lot of Post-its.
When I worked at the school at the end of the year, people kept saying, "Do you know where my stapler is?" I'm like, "No, I haven't seen it." At the end of the year, I cleaned out my drawers. I had 13 staplers. Well, you can't leave them laying around with the kids. The kids would shoot staples at each other. So I'd pick them up and I'd just put them at my desk and they ended up in the drawer. But no wonder all the teachers are missing their staplers and I had to keep putting supply orders in.
Hey, Tammy.
Funny.
Mountain Grandma.
Oh, she's got another channel, Everything But the Budget. You can check her out there, and there's no budgeting there. It's everything else. Still fun.
Good, because I don't budget nothing. He does.
I do that. Just pay attention to the budget ones.
We'll each take a channel.
I'll take that one. You get the other. We'll divide and conquer.
So we've got some chat going on about gardening and budgeting.
4A. Woo! I could not do anything above 7. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh, y'all kill me up there.
I'm 5B.
I don't see how y'all do it.
Hello, Mountain Grandma. Yeah, we're 5B here, and we've already had our first snow. It stuck around for about a day and a half.
I don't think so.
Nah.
I'm already done with snow.
Before it gets here.
We don't even get snow till like February or March, if we get it. We may be in shorts at Christmas.
Yeah.
I remember those days. Now our blood is thick as syrup because we got to thicken up because we got to stay warm.
I just snuggle up to my heater. He is like a walking heater. Him and Logan both. Woo!
He gets it honest.
He does.
Hands just radiate heat all the time.
Biddy Boo says she's in 7A.
You live at 7,200 feet. Oh my gosh. Where you live, on top of Mount Everest?
She's up there somewhere.
Mm.
She's up high. That's higher than any place I've ever lived. I've only lived mile high. That's about it.
Right, Wendy said, keep your snow out of Tennessee, right? That's
For
right.
real.
That's right, Wendy.
They keep y'all's snow out of Tennessee.
Yeah, y'all. We don't want y'all.
You don't want it. You don't
No
want
matter
it.
if it's you, or you. We don't want it.
We like our Tennessee, don't we?
Oh, yeah. Tammy said she's a 6B.
You know, I want to know about this, you guys, because I was talking to, what is it, Abby? Little Abby, everybody talks about. She's like 16 or 17. She was talking about garlic the other day. I'm thinking I'm going to go prepare one of my raised beds, but I don't have a Tractor Supply or anything here that has any garlic to plant. And she said you can just go to the store and just buy garlic. You just buy regular garlic and plant it, huh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to plant the garlic, and I also want to do the scapes and make some pesto out of the scapes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody snow.
My garlic is planted. I planted it. I didn't do a video on it because it was like gonna rain like then. So I ran outside and you probably have to go back and look at some of my lives we did, but I had like some blue and pink bags sitting right here on this table.
Where that really beautiful rooster is now.
Right. And
myself.
it was the elephant garlic from Walmart. And I got the bulbs that had the biggest cloves on them. And then I broke them all up and went outside and stuck them out there. And they're already a good.
And when you say you got the elephant cloves from garlic, are you talking about in the garden center or in the produce section?
Produce.
In the produce section.
Produce.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure because I'm going to go do a raid.
Yeah.
And get some garlic.
I got like 5 bags of them.
She got me. I was like, what the hell do we need all this garlic for?
To keep the vampires away.
Right?
She's like,
can't fool us anymore.
Oh. So she said, I should have got more. Should have got more? Man, it was like 3 or 4 bags, that mesh, little small bags. I mean, things are huge.
Yeah, I planted like maybe 25-ish or so. And we would eat more than that.
25.
But okay, so last year we got the center block beds on the side of the house. We got those 2 raised beds. So I put my garlic around in the holes in the center blocks. And, Mother Nature got really drunk and decided that she was going to blast Tennessee with this, white stuff. and she kind of froze my garlic. And
Close your ears, Wendy.
it went to mush. Like it froze and just I had no garlic
There's
left.
no insulation, so once
Because
it went in
it
there,
froze.
it
It was
sat on
cold.
top of it.
Well, there's no insulation around the outsides like, dirt would have, or, mulch and stuff like that. So now my garlic is in my big garden over here in ground and has 8 inches of leaves on them, and they're already poking out of the top of the leaves.
Well, I wonder if it's too late, if I can do it. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
put them in my raised bed. I'll bury them a little deep and cover them with some leaves.
Yeah, just keep them mulched and they'll be fine.
I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't have a dibbler. I'm going to go out there with my mop.
Be like,
You're so silly.
That might work.
Silly.
Garlic is expensive at the store, and it sprouts pretty darn quick, according to Mennonite Farms.
Yeah.
Soft neck and
Well,
hard neck. Google the difference.
You're not gonna find garlic like at the feed stores and stuff. Well, I mean, like with Baker Creek and in my garden and all that. Everybody's ordering it between October and January, so it's gonna be gone. And she said garlic's expensive at the store. I mean, I don't even know how much that was. It was probably $2 or $3 per head. But I mean, per head, you get like 6 to 8 cloves that are going to make heads.
Right.
So all in all, when you break it down, you're going to be like 600% more, than what you paid, or you bought.
I know a couple years ago I bought some garlic at the Tractor Supply that I was going to plant.
Mm-hmm.
They were just all dried out and yucky, and I didn't know any better. But they weren't healthy enough to even plant. They were just papers with a little yucky hard thing in the middle. It was not anything I could plant.
Yeah. And Tim said there is a difference between the soft neck and the hard neck. If I'm not mistaken, Northerners grow the soft neck and Southerners grow the hard neck. If I'm not mistaken.
That's what we talked about.
If I plant a Viagra with my garlic.
No, you don't need to do that. You need a soft neck.
Oh, so business as usual then. Okay.
Yeah. And everybody freaks out whenever their garlic starts growing. They're like, oh, no, it's not, it's gonna freeze, and it's they start freaking out because as soon as you put it in the ground, probably within a month, you're going to start seeing the green shoots come up, and everybody freaks out because they're like, it's not supposed to grow until the spring, and it does. It shoots up, and that's okay. Everybody.
And what happens with those shoots as winter comes through? Well, I don't know, because you guys don't get the snow. It just keeps growing.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps growing underground, but what about the green stuff?
It keeps growing.
Keeps growing.
Yep.
I want those scapes.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm obsessing about. I want the scapes, and I want to make some scape pesto. I want to make some garlic pesto with it.
You'll get those about April.
I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm going to try that this week. I'm going to try to get some garlic in the ground.
Yeah, go ahead. Now, you can actually, I don't know. Well, I'm sure you can. Oh, Leanne says she got hard neck. See, it may be the other way around. I don't remember. I'm right in the middle in Tennessee, so I can do either or, actually, hard neck or soft neck. But the one that my dad is always, grown.
Windy.
Oh, yeah. The one my dad has always grown has always been hard neck. And I asked him, I was like, what variety is it? Because, people, they want to know varieties on YouTube. What variety is it? It's freaking garlic. I don't know what it is. It just grows. And his has always been hard neck. And I know that Freedom Homestead, I believe that's who it was. Freedom Homestead, she grew soft neck in Kentucky. She's in 6B-ish. And she grew soft neck. So we may just be right there in the middle. I call you anything.
Fish? Well, I'm going to try some. I think that would be fun. And people are talking strawberries now. I've never really had any luck with strawberries. Even with my tower garden, I don't have very luck with strawberries.
Well, my birds have a lot of luck with mine, so I have to keep mine covered.
Not this year. We fixed that this year.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
My strawberries took over my garden, so I had to take them all out. And every year I give away between 200 and 300 runner plants.
We sold
Wow.
And I sold them. And so I get rid of all my runner plants every year and try to keep my main plant, because you actually grow strawberries for 3 years on the same plant before you pull them out, before they're no longer any good, because they're only going to produce for 3 years.
Oh.
The mother plant. Well, they're going to send out all these runners and stuff, and a lot of people say, you know, cut them off because it makes the mother plant stronger and all that. And yeah, I could see that, but I take mine off just because there's too much crap in there. So I always pull mine off, and I share all my little runner plants, and those will take 2 years to actually produce. You'll plant them that year, and they probably are not going to produce the next year, but then the next following year will be technically like their second year. So they produce for 2 years after that. They grow the first year and produce for 2 years after that. And then basically you pull the mother plant out, and you, like the year before, you keep those runners and to start your next crop.
It's just in a succession as it goes.
Or you could just leave it all in there and say the hell with it and just pick whatever grows.
I had some outside my window in some little galvanized pots, but that's where our turkeys kept coming up on the chairs to visit with us every morning. And so they pretty much ruined them. I was like, whatever. I'd rather visit with the turkeys, because the turkeys would get up in the window when we had our coffee in the morning and just hang out with us. So that I'll just enjoy the turkeys. I can get strawberries at the store. It's okay.
Yeah. About the middle to end of April, I'll go out there and I got some tulle. Instead of a bird net, I bought tulle, and it was like 97 cents a yard.
Yeah.
Right.
And I got like 5 or 8 yards of it.
Took everything to have.
And then it's like 60 inches wide or 72 inches wide. So it goes all the way across my bed. And so I just laid it on top of it and put some stones all the way around it, and keep the birds off my plants as they grow, because they're June bearers. So
that's a great tip, to use the tool instead of spending expensive.
It's a heck of a lot cheaper.
Yes, 97 cents a yard.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and you can use it for, on anything. If you're having, cabbage moths or anything like that, the holes are just really, really fine on it. And you can get some fine tulle or fine, what's it called? Chiffon. And you can use that as well. And it's real cheap.
That's good too.
That's what I did.
I know we had a frost come in after I had all my plants in our raised garden, and we had this frost come in. So I ran out there, I grabbed all of my patio furniture, and I just put all the cushions over on top, and it saved everything. But I don't know why I said that. I'm getting tired. Sweeney Queeks in the house.
Hey, Mama Steve.
I wonder if, because Kacy, you'll know, because just before we started, I took that metformin. Is that like making me silly? Like, is it messing with my sugar, and that's why I'm silly?
Probably so.
Like I'm slurring my speech and tripping
your
over
your body's been used to the same thing for a while, and so it's like coming off a high kind of thing. Your body's going to have to readjust.
I was 188 this morning.
Oh, wow.
It's coming down, but boy, I noticed I just feel a little more disconnected than I have, in a different way. I was feeling really disconnected for a long time, but now it's a different disconnect that I'm feeling now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it's because
metformin has a tendency to mess with your stomach too. I don't know how long you've been taking that, but it might mess with your stomach.
Yeah, it has a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah.
Frost year round. I wonder now, that's why she's a snow gardener. She's up at 7. All right, guys. I see people are getting tired, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys coming on. I know you guys had a long day and you're tired too. What?
Blind guy, his wife, and their life. I'm going to confess. I will kill aloe vera. I have twice. It's now his problem. He can grow it.
I brought it back to life.
It's up there in that pot right there.
Uh-huh.
Steven's growing that aloe vera right there. I've killed it twice.
It's starting to get over the edge of the pot and all that stuff now.
Yeah.
I was discussing something in a live last week, and I was sharing about how I wish I had taken better care of my plants younger in life, because when I was a young mother, my mother gave me an amaryllis.
Yeah.
And I was so upset that I never did take care of that bulb. And I had a neighbor stop by. She was listening to that live, and she stopped by yesterday and she gave me 2 bulbs that are babies from the original amaryllis that her parents gave her. I think she said, like, I don't know how many years and decades ago. She said her whole yard's just full of amaryllis. So she brought me 2 bulbs. So I'm going to work on those. Hopefully I will do them justice.
Well, if you need some more, my mama's got 4 of them, I think. Like 4, 5, 6 of them.
Yeah. It was just one of those things where I mean, my mom gave that to me, and I didn't realize at the time what a gift it was, you know?
Mm-hmm. And you know, the vine, it's a vine that grows indoors. It's an indoor plant, usually on mantles and on top of china cabinets, and the leaves look like plastic.
Pothos?
I don't know the name of them. But you can cut them off anywhere and they'll root. They have the little prongs on them where they'll root anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just got 6 of them for my mom, and they're hanging on the other end of this window right here in that same pot right there.
Probably the pothos. I want to get spider plants. That's what I want to get. I want some baby spider plants.
They're over there too.
Like these?
Yes.
I followed you.
Yep,
just like those.
I got these from my chiropractor last year. These were her babies, and now these are my babies.
Very cute. Someday. I actually got through the entire season from April until now without killing my Boston ferns, and now they're going to overwinter, and hopefully they'll come back next year.
Oh, wow. English aloe.
Oh, Leanne says her aloe vera plant blooms.
Mm-hmm. Some of them do. They're purple. I think they're purple blooms.
That's really neat.
My mom's have never bloomed, and that's the babies I have is my mom's babies.
Windy. My garden's great. My house plants, though, I can't remember to water them.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do better.
Girl. She has 2 house plants that are always near death.
That's when you start paying attention. Oh, dang, what happened to that? See, then you'll nurse them a little bit until they get somewhat better. Then you kind of just veer off again.
I'll tell you, I used to have a Dieffenbachia next to the bed. And that thing started dying. And Jim's like, what's wrong with that plant? Well, what he didn't know was every night when we would go to bed, he'd watch me take my birth control pill. And I'd slip it under my tongue. And then when we turn out the lights, I'd take it out and I'd shove it in the plant so he wouldn't know I wasn't taking my birth control pill.
Oh, my goodness.
It killed the plant. Yeah. Now we have Justin Daniel. I only had to do it a few days or a couple weeks, long enough to kill the plant. And then it killed the rabbit.
Oh, my. I got the pot. Library plant for free. Oh, it blooms yellow flowers. I've seen the ones that they talk about. I think it's purple flowers.
Very sweet.
I was going to say something else. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, you don't have to. If you want the greenery in your house, you don't have to have house plants.
Why? What do you got?
Dry herbs.
Oh, you're drying your herbs in the window.
Yeah. Yep. I hang them up right there. So if you want greenery, you just need to dry herbs. You don't have to have house plants. You don't have to worry.
I have greenery in my house right now, and it's the Christmas tree I picked up at the thrift store, and it's been sitting there for 3 weeks. My friend says it's too early. I said, but I didn't remember where to put it. It was only $4, and I brought it in the house and it's sitting there.
Yep. Do what?
To her bed.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Oh, good night.
Night.
Team.
Wait, I'm letting finish.
I have a green thumb. About the
Well,
only
guys,
thing
I think we'll go ahead and we're just going to call it a night. I know you guys are tired and everybody's been standing, but thank you so much for my quickie. I had a lot of fun with you guys tonight. And look, Stephen and I behaved ourselves. We really didn't pop up a whole bunch of, movie quotes or anything.
I was surprised. I told him, I said, you're not leaving me alone with her. So I won't know nothing about what she's talking about.
Somewhere, I just want you guys to know this deck is not stacked, because somewhere in here is the question, what is your favorite 80s movie? I thought, I should put that one up at the top, and I should get Stephen with that one.
But then not knowing who's going to start, though, it's kind of hard to do that unless you start moving them around.
I couldn't even think of an 80s movie because I was just born in the 80s.
Breakfast Club's a great 80s movie. Christmas Vacation's a great 80s movie.
I've never seen Breakfast Club.
Wasn't that 16 Candles?
You haven't seen Breakfast Club?
Oh my gosh.
I don't watch movies and stuff. He's the reason why I see most of what I see. And then I don't remember I've seen it and don't remember squat about it.
And then we have to talk about why that she has seen it. And then she's like, no, I haven't. And then that's a whole nother conversation.
I want to know, though, I got to know, since Steven's the movie buff there, are you a fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show or no?
No.
I've never seen it.
No. Now, you said the Monty Python, yes. Rocky Horror Picture Show, nah, never really that much.
Okay. Just curious, because we've had so many other things that we've talked back and forth about. I just won't drop any Rocky quotes on you.
Right. You did do that on one of them. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that one. And then you come back later on in the chat and you're like, it was from like Rocky Horror. I'm like, wouldn't have known that, no way.
And I dropped one movie quote, the only one I've ever done on Alicia's live, and she didn't know what it was from.
Do you remember which one you were talking about? Because I don't remember. I just know I didn't know it.
Oh, can you milk me?
Yeah. Can you milk me, Fokker? If you would have said, can you milk me, Fokker, I would have known.
Because that's always been a running joke.
I got teeth. Can you milk me?
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
Did you guys see the other day? I'm sorry, my mind's going blank. I can't even think of this. Somebody will help me over here what channel it was. It's Chelsea and Mike, and I can't think. Vision Acres.
Vision Acres.
When they took their cow on a field trip to the school, and the kids were like, wow, that cow's got 4 milk wieners. And you know what I'm doing? I'm going, milk wieners, put it on a T. Hashtag milk wieners.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, Leanne. Let's do the time warp again. All right, guys.
I'm up in the bed.
Snow Garden's going to do Vlogmas on this. I will do Vlogmas, like Christmas. Christmas Vlogmas. Okay, she's going to do some vlogs on her channel. Everything but the budgets. I enjoy. I watched a channel or a video of hers yesterday, and she started with her in her fuzzy slippers. And I thought, okay, I'm in. She's just got these 2 little fuzzy slippers up on her desk. They were like little panda bear slippers. She goes, I'm here in my slippers. I said, I'm down. I'll sit and watch.
Do you watch Sage Lilyman?
Oh, I love her.
I bet you do.
Oh, I love her. Are you kidding? You don't think I do my 1950s comb out for nothing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, I used to dress 1940s, 50s every day. Did you know that?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Like we did.
I've got cherries tattooed behind my ear for when I would do my victory rolls. I used to wear Betty Page bangs, and I would wear my victory rolls and skirts with cherries on them and little sweater sets.
Wow.
And really cute little wingtip, little high heel shoes. I dressed 40s and 50s every day. And then I moved out here to Iowa, and my sister said, you probably need to cut that back a bit.
I thought she was crazy.
I wore big flowers in my hair and the very nice little wingtip eyeliner and the whole thing, bright red lipstick. And I was very comfortable in that. That was it. I loved it. And my sister said, tone it down when you move out here. And I toned it down. But then when I moved on the farm, it's like the chickens don't care. So
right. See, that's what I tell him. I would love to dress in the whole Southern Belle Civil War outfit, 24/7. That's what I would wear. And I'm like, who's gonna see me? I'm here all along, all day long. He's in and out. He's taking care of the business and all that, and going to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I found out being a bigger girl, when I realized that that's where my heart was dressing in the 40s and 50s and dressing vintage like that and pinup style. I felt so much more comfortable in my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember having, teenage girls like 12 tweens come up and genuinely say, we really like your skirt, or we really like your hair. And it's like they weren't making fun of me. You know the movie Pitch Perfect with Fat Amy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Fat Amy says, I call myself fat, so you twig bees won't do it. That's how I always felt, like everybody was always making fun of me. But when I dressed in pinup, it just gave me this spark of confidence, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But out here on the farm, I mean, the most I get dressed up is for my lives. I did eyeliner for you today.
Yeah, and that's only for the waist up. As long as you don't stand up, you're good.
Right?
Long wearing your boxers or something.
Yeah, I'm wearing Jim's boxers from the waist down. Which those are the most comfortable things.
She said, wear it while gardening. See, I want to. I've got a lot of plans to make a lot of my clothes and stuff. Like, I've been making myself dresses, and I want to make some more of the long skirts, and I want to wear the aprons, and I want to do all that. But
I love my aprons. I love my aprons.
Mm-hmm.
I love my aprons.
My Halloween outfit, the whole Southern Belle dress thing that I wore, I made the burgundy apron that day so I could wear it that night. But that's what I want to do is I want to wear like the little tie around the waist aprons over top of my skirts.
Now, I have worn skirts out to do my gardening. I've got some cute black and white polka dot skirts that are very 1950s. But it only takes one bee one time to fly up that skirt.
Well, see, that's what happened with my mom when she was pregnant with me. She had a bee fly up her skirt. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know if y'all saw it or not.
But see, I have been out there, and you there's bees and yellow jackets, and we get the big bumblebees. I just feel much better knowing that one's not going to fly up my skirt and zing me. Oh, cute. That's very cute.
I made that when I was 6 months pregnant with Emma.
Very cute. You would be one that would probably love working like at a living farm.
Civil War reenactment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I made this for a friend. They were having a Civil War wedding. And so I made that for them. Or I made that dress for the wedding because I actually made their wedding cake. And I was 6 months pregnant with Emma when I made that dress. And I have not worn it since until Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it right back on. I'm like, yep, I still look like I'm 6 months pregnant. But I love wearing stuff like that.
I do too. I love it. I think I was born in the wrong era. I would have loved to have grown up so that my prime was in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
I think I just would have really loved it.
I want to go back to like 1840s, 1850s, 60s, like that. Yep.
In that time frame, I was watching Gone with the Wind the other day with my granddaughter. Well, it's been a couple of years now. But I was going through my whole soap thing. And I was so surprised that if you watch it again, there is a scene where Scarlett's making soap.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was in the movie. She's making soap during their hard times. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. Mountain Grandma says she's an 1800s girl.
I got soap sitting right there.
I think once I get my craft room all straightened out again, I'm going to give it another go. I've been told far too long to just give it a break, but I think I need to go back and do it. And just, I was told I wasn't allowed to play with lye anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Did you ever check out that burdock you said you had an excess of at your house?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. But I was like, I wonder if she ever looked that up.
I bet you it's stuck in my dog's tail right now. I think that's why my one dog yaks all the time, that noise she makes. I think she gets the sticker stuck in her, and then she chews on the stickers, and then she swallows, and then she's got to hack all the time to try to get him up. Brenda says, I hate dresses, so I would be dressing like a guy with a pew-pew on the hip.
There you go. There you go. Now, I'm like, the bigger the skirt, the better.
Yes, because it hides all of this.
Uh-huh. It actually gives me a waist, and I don't look like a barrel. It'd be Annie Oakley. See there?
You would.
Yeah.
You would be Annie Oakley. I'm not a good shot, and I've got that little blind dog that goes outside and he wanders around to do his business, and sometimes he gets off track. And I've got a metal sign out there and a telephone pole, and if he gets off track and I can't go out in the yard and get him, I'll just take the little BB and I'll plink the little metal sign. The other day I was just standing here. I just raised it to plink the sign, and I don't know what I did, but it ricocheted back off of the railing from the porch and hit me in the stomach. It's like, you dork. I can't even shoot a BB without plinking myself in the gut.
Oh, me. I think I'm a pretty good shot. I beat Steven one time in a laser shooting thing.
Yeah, I love those. Those don't hurt me. But, all right, guys. Well, it's been fun. You guys head on off to bed, and thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for being here. We're going to call it a night, and I will see everybody Wednesday. Right? I'm glad it was just a baby. My husband has hit something with, I think it was the 45, and he shot at a bowling pin. He says, watch this bowling pin explode. And he set it up halfway to the bunker. He shoots, and the bowling pin goes bloop. And I was like, well, that's impressive. And I went to look at him, and he wasn't standing next to me anymore. He wasn't there. About 10 feet behind me, clutching his chest.
Oh my gosh.
That bullet hit that bowling pin, ricocheted back, and hit him right above his left nipple.
Oh my God.
And he took his hand off his shirt, and you could see where it hit, but it did not penetrate. And then he lifted his shirt, and he had a bruise already about that big. I was 6 months pregnant. I was 6 months pregnant. I said, I'll be sitting in the car. Bye, Felicia. I'm sitting in the car.
Right.
I'm not impressed. Not impressed. So. Yes, Brenda, I know. I had a friend who did this. They didn't pass away, but they had to be taken into surgery because they had a BB gun that that got them. And it got in. It actually got in, and it was lodged in. I think it actually entered the brachial artery, and it was causing problems. Yeah. So I'll be careful with my BB. Just get my lazy ass off the porch and go pick up the dog.
Just remember, shoot it at an angle so it don't come right back.
I was just really like this. I was like, plink. Oh. And be more careful. So, all right. I've said it 20 times. I'm saying it again. Okay. Good night, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. We will see you Wednesday for coffee chat, 10 a.m. Central. Grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea. We'll share some more stories and just have some time back and forth chit-chatting. Also, be mindful. I am going to start doing some rapid fire Country Mama Quickies Afternoon Delight. Who remembers that song? For those of you on the East Coast or those of you who have really hectic schedules, can't do the 9:30s, I'm going to be scheduling. I'm going to see if I can get Off the Wall Prepper to either do an evening with us or maybe an afternoon delight. I'm in talks with them right now. I'm putting everybody on the spot talking about it. But also, I'm going to be having Ann Lynn. The Ann Lynn show is going to be coming on over for an afternoon delight. So watch for that information to drop. Two funny ladies. You'll really enjoy them. So good night, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you Wednesday. And blessings to you all. Bye-bye.